The presentation that I'll be conducting today is Exploring Inheritance of Acquired Characteristics, or otherwise known as Lamarckism. The article cited above is a recent study that brings back the debate about the previously unpopularized theory, inheritance of acquired characteristics, or otherwise known as Lamarckism. Scientists have previously established that inheritance of acquired characteristics is not possible because environmental influences cannot change an organism's DNA, therefore cannot be inherited by one's offspring. However, the study by Salk scientists have refuted this idea with evidence that DNA changes is not the only way that acquired characteristics can be passed down. These scientists created mice with obesity or high cholesterol without altering their DNA sequence, then interbred them. Results show that both these modifications and their metabolic effects have been passed down for at least 3 to 6 generations, which challenges the existing and accepted ideology and brings to the question whether inheritance of acquired characteristics is possible or not. First, let's meet our scientists that we will be focusing on today. First, we have Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, the scientist behind Lamarckism and the main advocate for inheritance of acquired characteristics. On the other hand is August Weismann, the scientists who have rejected Lamarck's theory and also the scientists that have formed our base agreement that acquired characteristics cannot be inherited. Moving on, we have our modern scientists, the conductor of the recent obesity experiment in mice, and the study that we will be focusing on today and analyzing from a historical perspective. Well, first, what is Lamarckism? Lamarckism is a theory of evolution formed by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. It advocates for the idea that organisms develop over time, suggesting that they attain a greater development of a certain organ or part through great use. They then pass on these acquired traits to their offsprings, meaning traits created through environmental influences can be inherited, or at least suggested so by Lamarck. August Weismann, on the other hand, disagrees. He forms his own theory that the germplasm is the essential hereditary material that is passed down from generation to generation, rather than the soma, unlike other scientists, including Lamarck and Charles Darwin. Weismann believes that the only features that affect germ cells are passed down, hence why acquired features cannot be transferred down to the next generation. Weismann proves this through his mice mutation experiment where he cuts off the tails of the mice and interbreeds them. According to Lamarckism, the offspring should be born without a tail because they are acquiring the traits of their parents. However, Weismann's results show that no mice were born without a tail or even a shorter tail, which leads him to reject Lamarck's theory. What are the possible interpretations of this recent study? Well, first, our long-standing ideas have established that inheritance of acquired characteristics is not possible due to the proven experiments that have shown that environmental factors cannot affect one's DNA sequence. This has caused inheritance of acquired characteristics to have been unpopular and unaccepted, especially since there were incredible evidence to support it. This recent study would have been appreciated by Lamarck as it would have allowed him to continue his theory in a new light. As stated, the theory was rejected due to the established connections that DNA allows for inherited traits and that acquired characteristics cannot change one's DNA, therefore cannot be passed on. However, the study would have proved that changes to the DNA is not the only way that characteristics can be inherited, and would have garnered more support from scientists back then, even Weismann, because it did not go against his ideas. However, another recent study led by UT Southwestern researchers suggests that the obesity may be a result of a defect in a gene called OVO2, causing mice with the normal activity levels and food intake to become obese. This leads us to a possible counter question and whether or not if the obesity is affecting the DNA or altering the DNA. In that case, wouldn't the mice be passing a gene effect? As broad as genetics can be, so are the possible interpretations. The peer-reviewed sources I used for the slides are listed down below, and the main study that